Hello, my name is Ryland.
And I'm Kendra.
And we might regret this.
Dang, that would be cool if we would have done it at the same time.
Alright, so today, for my topic, I decided to do best of Redditor's updates. Most of these are all within like the last week, some of them like 7 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so I have been scouring Reddit over the last couple days. Alright, are you ready?
I think so.
Alright. The first one, it was posted 7 hours ago.
Oh gosh.
I learned the real reason why my ex left me. This one's a doozy.
Oh my gosh. I don't know that I would. Whew. Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, although there is trigger warnings. Infertility, abandonment, suicide attempt, and mental health struggles. So FYI to anyone out there.
So if you don't want to listen, skip like, I don't know, a couple minutes.
Yeah. Alright, the original post was May 3rd, 2025. Obligatory throwaway account is people in my life know my usual account. Posting because I really don't know how to feel about this, and I just needed to get it off my chest. Sorry for the long ass post, there's a lot to unpack. Backstory first. So around 2 years ago, my ex-fiance, who I'd been in a relationship with for almost 10 years, unceremoniously just left me. It never fully made sense to me as there was no warning signs, we were actively planning our wedding, and finally agreed to try for a baby, as we were both in our 30s and time was ticking. Then one day he just started acting sort of off. Wasn't saying I love you before he left for work for the day.
The way I would lose an ever-loving mind.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
If you walk out that door and you do not say, I love you, I'm going to call you and I'm going to be a bitch.
100% agree. Oh, I agree. Wasn't saying I love you before he left for work for the day. Was spending more time out drinking with his friends than he was at home. He'd been struggling with his mental health since COVID lockdown, so I assumed he was having a bit of a downward spiral. So I sat down with him one day and just asked him if everything was okay with him. He tried to brush it off initially and kept saying he was fine, so I changed the question and asked if we were okay. He looked like he really didn't want to answer, so I asked again. He paused, and in that moment I knew it was over. I asked if he still loved me. He said he loved me, but wasn't in love with me anymore.
Okay.
He said he loved me, but he wasn't in love with me anymore, and that was it. Within a week, he had moved out, leaving 90% of his belongings to be collected at a later date and to serve as a constant reminder that he was just gone. To say it hit me hard.
I don't like this at all.
Oh, the plot twist of it, it's crazy.
It's going to piss me off, isn't it?
Yes, it pissed me off. Alright. To say it hit me hard was an understatement. I spiraled massively. I was at my lowest point I had ever been in my life. So I tried to end it all. It just hurt too much feeling like there was something so wrong with me that he had to just leave. Fortunately, a friend managed to get me to a hospital before I did any serious damage to myself. And while I still felt awful about myself most of the time, it got a little easier. I ended up dating that friend a few months later. A lot of the people said it was too soon to move on, but honestly, I never set out to have another relationship at all. But his constant support, presence, and reassurance that there was nothing wrong with me made me want to spend time with those who truly gave a shit about me, and in time we developed feelings for each other. We had a beautiful relationship, filled with love and laughter, and much to our surprise, I ended up pregnant 9 months into our relationship. We decided to keep the baby even though our relationship was still in its early stages, and 9 months later our beautiful daughter was born. We are still as strong as ever today and continuing to build an amazing life together as a family. So that's the backstory. So
it sounds like she made out wonderful.
Yes.
Or whoever.
Yeah.
They.
She's doing great.
Okay.
Now on to present day. I guess my ex has been reflecting on the past recently due to a lot of deaths deaths in his family, and his mother, who I'm still close with today, reached out to me to ask whether I'd be willing to meet up with him as he had something to get off his chest.
Okay, so I don't love that the mom.
She does explain it later.
Well, no, I don't love that the mom is willing to put her in that situation again.
Yeah. But I'm not going to give anything away. But I do get where you're coming from.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So she didn't know what he wanted to talk to me about.
Well, that's not fair.
As
Why
it-
is he putting his mom in the middle? And she doesn't even know what he's doing. That's not fair. That's mean to do to your mom.
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
No.
As it was something he could only discuss with me, but she would understand if I said no. I decided to think about it for a few days before I agreed that there would be that I would meet up with him at a local coffee shop. I got there early because, Mama needs her caffeine fix with those early morning wake ups and night feeds. I was already sat down when he came in, and he gave me the saddest looking smile while I merely just nodded to him and motioned for him to sit down and get out whatever he needed to tell me.
Good for you, because I would not have the patience for this man.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be like, we're not doing this. Been down this road. You fucked up. That's not on me.
Oh,
You keep saying that. Keep reading.
I was a little bit speechless at what he had to say. He said that when we started trying for a baby and nothing was happening, even though we were closely tracking my ovulation cycle and testing every day for that sweet spot, he realized something wasn't right. So he secretly took a day off work to see a fertility doctor. They found that due to an undiagnosed issue in one of his testicles, the likelihood of him ever being able to conceive a biological child of his own was incredibly low. He knew that I loved him so deeply that I would have given up my dream of having children just for him, and he said he couldn't live with that on his conscience, that I deserved to have the life and family I'd always wanted, only with someone else. He kept apologizing profusely for hurting me so much in the process, but tried to rationalize that I had got what I wanted in the end, so his plan ultimately worked. I ultimately sat there silent for a few minutes and just looked him dead in the eyes and said that was never his decision to make. He took away my choice and nearly destroyed me in the process, and I got up and left.
What a dirty, dirty dog.
I know.
Would be beyond livid.
Oh, I know.
I am someone who I will take a minute to gather myself, but in that instance, I would not. I would go the fuck off. I would be done. I would be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, the thing is, you're in a relationship. You're planning your fucking wedding. How can you not discuss this?
It's not just your wedding. They're talking about kids.
Like, they should. Yeah, I don't know, but that is like I'm a big person on communication. Communicate over communicate. Like that way, shit like this doesn't fucking happen.
But you know what? She's probably way better off.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And good for the friend for picking her up and like seeing, oh, she's hurt, and not just being like, oh, okay.
I know. It's been a few days and I'm still processing. My partner knew I was meeting up with my ex and he knows something is up, but is giving me space until I feel ready to talk about it. But honestly, I'm shook. Like, did my ex honestly think I'd be okay? I'd be like, okay, thanks for letting me know, and then we'd all be friends again?
How do you come back from that? You can't.
No, you can't. There is no coming back. He literally. Okay, I'm just gonna.
That is manipulation.
Oh, I'm gonna continue reading because you have to wait till the end. All right, so there's relevant comments. 6017 LN said he was having an affair that is now over and he is reflecting. He used to lie to try and make himself seem like a martyr. OP responded, I did suspect that for quite some time. There was a girl in our friend group he became oddly close to over the last year of our relationship. She was one of the main people he was going out drinking with when I started realizing something wasn't quite right, so my mind did go there for a while. He ended up moving in with her as housemates after he moved out. She tried coming over to collect the remainder of his things. I was pretty mad and said I didn't consent to her being there, and if she didn't leave my property, I'd call the police on her for trespassing. I don't believe anything was ever actually going on there, as I heard through the grapevine that she was seeing some drug dealer shortly after my ex moved in with her. Um. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this one. Um. Ride C3607 said, absolutely, your ex boyfriend had no right to take away your choice in the matter. Did he know about your failed attempt at suicide? Why did he not come back then, admit that it was all a mistake? Because you couldn't have babies if you're dead, right? I think it is either he is an absolute moron or he is trying to give you some BS reason so that you think of him in a better light going forward. OP. Yes, he was aware of the attempt. We had a pretty close-knit group of friends, some of whom were really supportive afterwards. They made him aware. I got a I hope you're okay, sorry for everything message after he found out. I never responded, and it was at that point that I blocked and deleted his number and all his socials because I couldn't trust myself not to drunk message him, begging for him to come back. So yeah, he's a dirtbag.
Absolutely. What a piece of shit.
Inky Pinky Blinky Clyde, I love that username, said there were other ways to deal with his infertility. Donor sperm, adoption. The fact that he would rather have taken this decision from you than discuss options with you proves that he is not a suitable long-term partner for you. There are lots of hard decisions couples need to make together, and he demonstrated that he is unwilling to give you any real agency in your life together. You are better off now with your new partner. OP responds, oh, I know, I'm absolutely so much better off. My current partner is pretty much the opposite of my ex, which is why it was such a surprise that I developed feelings for him. He's extremely different from my usual type, but he's such a good egg.
Been there, done that, still doing that.
Correct. We had a chance to talk about everything last night. Our daughter is going through a bit of sleep regression, so late nights are pretty common for us at the minute. And he was super empathetic and equally as pissed. I got my first period since having the baby this morning, and he ran me a bath and told me to go sulk for as long as I need to. Bless him.
Oh.
So there is an update, obviously, best of Redditor's updates. This was posted 5 days later, so May 8th, 2025. First of all, thank you all for your lovely comments and messages of support.
Makes you all heard something in the back. It's because we live in the country and I think it was a tractor. Not entirely sure. Sorry.
First of all, thank you for all your lovely comments and messages of support. I was not expecting my post to blow up like it did. So I wasn't really expecting to make an update to my previous post, and definitely not this soon, but oh boy does it get interesting.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. Alright. So of course I plan to leave the situation alone at this point and completely put it behind me. However, my former mother-in-law reached out to me as I hadn't spoken to her in a few days, which is quite unlike me. As a few people said in a few comments that I should cut her off as well as the ex, but this woman was like a mother to me for almost 10 years when I was going through difficulties with my own family. This woman opened her home to me, gave me a safe place to stay if I needed. She has been more of a parent to me than my own parents and basically adopted me as the daughter that she always wanted. So when I say we are incredibly close, I genuinely mean it, regardless of anything that has happened with her son. We have a really strong relationship outside of that. We typically have a good catch up once a week and message in between. Nothing I say to her gets passed on to her son. From what I gather, the trickles of information he gets is through the grapevine of the group of friends we were mutually sharing. So when she reached out to see if I was okay yesterday, I decided to pop over and catch up with her. Turns out he came clean to her when she asked exactly what had gone on, as she hadn't heard from me in a few days and she was worried. She went absolutely ballistic at him and is currently not speaking to him at all. Then she told me something I did not know and something she'd assumed I'd known all along. I'd, it turns out that when he was born, he had undescended testicles. He had the surgery to correct it, but there was always going to be the chance that he would have fertility issues in adulthood. He was meant to go for checkups once he passed puberty age to see whether there was any lasting damage, and he claimed to his mother that he had gone to these and everything was fine, but neither of us actually believed this.
Oh my goodness.
So the entire time we discussed having kids, he knew there was a possibility that he was shooting, all he was shooting was blanks, but neglected to actually let me know this for 10 freaking years. Bear in mind, we were probably having unprotected sex for 2 years of our relationship, not actively trying, but we had agreed that if something happened, we'd be happy about it. So I think when we were actively trying to have a baby and nothing was happening, it sort of gave him the mental tip off that all was not well, and he finally decided to get that checked up. What did I say? He finally decided to get that checkup he'd been putting off.
Oh my goodness.
I'm flabbergasted, guys. In regards to my partner and I's relationship, we are absolutely fine. He's used to my sulky episodes, haha. I did eventually fill him in after a few days of being mildly annoyed, and he agreed that it was super fucked up and agreed with a lot of the comments that his timing for telling me all this was absolutely comical. We did suspect for a while that the real reason he decided to leave was cheating initially because he'd gotten strangely close to one of the girls in our friend group, the majority of which dropped me like hot shits once we split. Turns out there was nothing going on there. But also another little tidbit off my ex's mom that she found out also. Guys, he's dating this girl's 60-year-old mother.
What?
Good lord, his life is a dumpster fire. I don't even think I'm mad anymore, just mildly amused. Absolutely done with that.
This man is in his 30s, dating a 60-year-old?
I mean, I told you it was a doozy. But, like, this man.
How dare he?
I know. How dare he? For 10 fucking years, he lied about this. Did not tell her anything about the fact that he probably was infertile, and lied about getting checkups to his mother about this for years.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm. So he knew. So he's just a complete dirtbag.
That's the kind of man I want to hit with my car. Not my new one, but like the derby car sitting outside that one, yeah.
Yeah. Flabbergasted.
Speed bump.
Yep. He lied to her for years. And then he just disappeared, moved in with another girl, had the girl come and try and get his stuff for him.
I would be like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are?
And then,
and especially if they were friends, like if that girl was friends with her before, you are ballsy. But I agree. I mean, I'm glad that she told her if she didn't leave, she's gonna call cops.
Yep. And then to top it all off, like, she then attempts, and his reply was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for everything. Hope you're doing okay. Get the fuck out of here.
Do not come to me after
Don't
you've
contact
had
me."
your midlife crisis and you decided to date someone 30 years older than you. And that's probably why he's doing it. Can't get someone that old pregnant.
No worries, he can't even get anyone pregnant.
There's a reason he can't get people pregnant.
Yep.
We don't want more of him.
Correct. So, that's the first one.
How many of these are we doing?
I don't know. How many minutes are we at?
I can't see that far away.
Oh, yeah, I can't either. We can do like 3, 4.
Well, let's.
Well, how long is yours gonna take?
That could go bad. Mine is pretty funny, so. Use my camera on my iPad and see if I can see the time.
Oh, smart, smart. Don't worry, guys. You'll never see this.
Yeah, I can't say that part right.
All right, I'll read one more, and then we can.
Let's do like 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. This was posted to Best of Redditor updates 1 day ago. My husband is still best friends with the girl he had a 6-year long-term relationship with, and admitted I was ugly when they recently hung out. 32 female, 38 male.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, I have been married for 4 months now, and we had dated for 2 years prior. This girl has been in his friend group for quite some time now, and it was never an issue till recently. We had hosted a little celebration recently, and at a point, all the ladies were gathered in a room, and I was chatting with her. She's unmarried and 3 years older than me, and is stunningly pretty too, like model gorgeous. So we were laughing and talking well, till she brings up my husband. Asked me how it's going and if he was troubling me in any way, in a joking manner. She then pulls her phone out and scrolls down to show me pics of his from before. I was surprised she still had pics of that time. But nearly every single one of them were during the time they dated, and I got uncomfortable and told her to stop. She just laughed it away. My husband was in his 20s then, and she called it his prime, and they traveled more than me and him ever did. What shocked me the most was that she showed me pics and videos of them having traveled Barcelona twice. And this was so shocking because when I told him about visiting that place, he outright refused and said he hated that place, calling it boring. At a point, I was tired of telling her all their stories, so I left. It was probably a bit stupid to get angry about something like this, but I decided to leave the room. Later on, somewhere around late night, all his friends were down in the living room. One of their spouses had to breastfeed, so I gave her a separate room for privacy. I thought of joining them all, but I heard one of the guys talking about how my husband's parents accepted me in the family. He and his family are all Koreans, and most of his friends mostly belong to the same community. I am from Indonesia, and it was a lot of trouble when he told his parents about me. Though all of that has been fixed now, it felt weird to listen to that again, because a lot of slurs were still thrown around even though I've been living here for years. My husband told him it's been tough, but it's alright now, and then his friend who I was chatting to earlier talks about how she had sent him on blind dates with a pretty woman and decided to choose me. They were all drunk, so maybe they didn't know or didn't mean those words, but it still hurt a lot. They all started laughing loudly, telling my husband how I was a bit ugly according to his standards in the past, and one of them even acknowledging his relationship with the girl. My husband then said the words I never imagined he would, telling them that I might be ugly, but I married her.
Oh my goodness.
Someone who used to comfort me when I cried and bring me to shop and gifted me clothes. Someone I was now trying to have a kid with, admitting I'm ugly, felt terrible. All the incidents of the day just came down, and I walked out before I heard too much. I decided to shower and then to go sleep before all they did. But even this morning, after they all left and my husband slumped back in bed, I still kept thinking about it. It's difficult to convince myself now that they're only friends. They have a longer history than I did with him, and his friends acknowledging it made it even worse. This morning, despite his state, he hugged her goodbye and arranged a pack of sweets he told me she likes, and to enjoy the trip back.
Honey, if your ex is staying with us, we have an issue.
Yeah. I don't know, like other people have different standards, but in my relationship, our agreement is we're not friends with exes.
Well, I'm a little different. I'm friends with a lot
Yeah.
of my exes.
Like I'm saying our relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying, like that's just our relationship. We don't deal with exes. Like it's just not something we've had a lot of issues because people tried to insert themselves where they didn't belong.
And that's why you're on the outside now, honey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, It's been eating on my insecurity, especially after seeing the pictures. My husband looked much younger, without the fine lines now appearing and the youthful look back then. A part of me is jealous. I never enjoyed that part of him. Whereas she's not only more rich than me, but also too pretty, and it hurts after being called ugly by someone who I thought loved me. This has been bugging me for a while and also seems like a very stupid thing to confront about, so can any of you give me advice on what to do? Edit, she even talked about sending each other bouquets without roses but gifts instead. I used to tell him that I wanted one of those for my birthday with books, but he told me he had better things in mind and never gave me one. I feel bad that he didn't do it when I asked, but was a routine for someone else before me. Ooh. Oh.
There's no coming back from that. Like, there's no, like,
No.
you can't be like, no big deal.
Yeah, no. Like, if
your husband sat there and said you were not as pretty, like,
yeah,
I better be the prettiest bitch you've ever seen if you marry me.
yeah. Exactly.
And on my wedding day, I was the prettiest bitch you've ever seen.
Well, I know. Like, with my relationship, he tells me every single day. Like, he tells me all the freaking time. And it's like, and I'll be like, every once in a while, just because I want to know for sure, I'm like, are you just saying that? He's like, I married you. He's like, you know my standards. I don't settle for anything. He's like, I did not settle for you. I'm very happy. I'm like, very
He
true.
did settle in our friendships, though.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I have not actually read this one yet, so I'm learning all this information with you.
You haven't read this one?
No, I just saw the title and I was like, ooh, that sounds like a good one. I'm going to save it.
Okay.
All right. Commenter 1. Your issue shouldn't be with this woman, but with your husband.
Why should it not be with this woman that came into your house and made you feel like shit?
Because the husband allowed it. I'm kind of
She did ask this woman to stop, and she continued.
True. I guess I think I would be more mad at the husband just from the fact of like, you should have boundaries in place, and it's very obvious that there are some boundaries being crossed, so that's on him.
I agree. Okay.
That's where I'm coming from. Your issue shouldn't be with this woman, but with your husband. The man you married feels comfortable sitting around with friends and talking badly about you. A good man would have shut down that conversation and never allowed guests in his home to degrade his wife in any way. OP responded, I had expected him to shut it down or even divert the conversation, but he accepted it, and that's what hurts. It's really commenter. Another commenter. It's really tough to feel like you're not the priority when someone you love is still connected to another person in such a way. But you know what? You deserve to be treated with respect and to feel valued, and it sounds like you have a lot of strength already. What do you think would make you feel more confident in your relationship moving forward? I currently feel like avoiding them as a whole and going out somewhere either by myself or my own friends. Commenter 3. Like I always say, it isn't a good idea to stay friends with exes when you're in a committed relationship. It has nothing to do with insecurities. More times than not, it will cause issues one way or the other. OP, they've been friends for quite long, and all I know is that they broke up on simple terms. Commenter 4. OP, he could have been telling the truth that he hated that trip and that it was boring. Also, that he did not want to redo the type of gift that he did with his ex. I do not feel that there is anything for you to worry about their relationship. When he said something to the effect of, she may be ugly, but I married her, could you have misunderstood? I mean, did he say maybe she does not look like girls I dated in the past, but she is the one I chose to marry? OP, you have to talk to him. You cannot go on feeling this way. If he does not make you feel pretty and beautiful to him, not because of the horrible weekend you just survived with his shitty friends, but in general, then you should leave him. OP, why does he still relate everything to what they used to do? If he's over her, he should be normal with getting me stuff like this. Even refusing a trip with me looking back is suspicious. Update next day. So I shared this incident to my friends, and they have urged me to make plans with them to Barcelona itself. I agreed.
Yes.
That's emoji friends for you right there.
That's something we would do.
Yes, 100%. I agreed, and we went to do a bit of shopping for it. I have been feeling way better now after talking to them, and all the support you guys gave too. So I'm really grateful. My husband has been texting me continuously for a while now. I'm staying at a friend's for a while. I texted him saying I wasn't happy with the company he kept and told him about what his friend did, showing me their pictures. I also told him that he admitted I was ugly to his friends. He answered by saying that he was mostly drunk and didn't mean it. Oh, you're good. And that is he and his friends' cultures where it's normal to comment on people's appearance and not take it to heart, and said all the cheesy stuff after that about how he thinks I'm really beautiful, but I can't accept that anymore. He told me he'll talk to his friends about it and ask them to apologize. I also told him that I can leave if he still has feelings for his friend. He said it. He said that it was all a past fling and there's a reason they broke up. He told me I'm the one he wants to have kids with, but I feel like he wants me to be a baby producing machine for his family. Oh, yikes.
Goodness.
Oh, yikes.
I would lose it.
He called a 6-year relationship a past fling?
This man is not marrying material.
I'm still looking for a lawyer, and my brother has offered his help too. He got really angry after hearing about the situation. I have a place of my own where I might shift to after I come back from the trip. My husband is back to constantly calling, though I texted him to stop and he hasn't done anything yet. I'm still a bit confused, but I think this trip is going to help clear my mind. I haven't told him anything yet, and I am thinking of blocking him in my socials, though my friends suggest he see that I'm living my best life even without him.
Yeah, I think I would keep him. I would keep him on my socials. And I would I'm petty, so I would wait for him to call or text me, and then I would post right after.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah, I'm usually too lazy to be petty, but I like being petty in this sense of living my best life.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot imagine feeling like you weren't good enough for a present that you've been asking for. But somebody else got it. I don't care if you have bad memories somewhere. Let's make good ones. Let's make new ones. How dare you not even think to
Oh, I know.
oh my gosh, that's horrible.
I'd be so fucking mad. I would be so mad.
I would have a divorce lawyer before I got back to the United States.
Yep.
I'd have one hired, retained, and looking at my shit.
Oh, yeah. I'd have lost it. I can't deal with that kind of stuff.
It's not worth it either.
And here's my thing. Yes, a relationship is more than attraction, but it starts off based on attraction.
Yeah.
So if that's not even there, fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. At the bare minimum.
At some point, he was still attracted to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're literally saying, oh, my wife's not that pretty. Who the fuck cares? You don't have to be the prettiest girl to get married.
Oh, no.
It's what's on the inside. And if your inside is ugly and your outside is pretty, you're an ugly person. If your inside is pretty and you're pretty on the outside, you're a nice person. But if your outside is pretty and your inside is pretty, get the fuck out of here. Go. There's the door. Get out. Mm-hmm. We don't want you. We don't need you. Get out.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. I just can't deal with that kind of shit. I couldn't do it. If a partner said, yeah, I don't really think you're that pretty, I'd be like, okay, we're done. Like, that's it.
You know what they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Okay, this one is, would I be the asshole if I cut off my entire childhood friend group after they secretly planned a Hindu and didn't invite me?
The heck is a Hindu?
Going out
Oh, like a shindig?
Yeah, like a group of girls going out. Hindu. Alright. Original post, April 30, 2025. Hi Reddit. I'm genuinely struggling with how to process this, and I'm torn between staying graceful or walking away for good. I've been a part of a friendship group since I was 13. I'm nearly 33 now. It's a long time. There are seven.
Over 20. That's 20 years.
Mhm. There are 7 of us in total. While some are closer to each other than others, we've kept a group chat going for years. I've always seen them as my oldest and most meaningful friends, the kind you assume who will be in your life forever. This weekend, I opened Instagram and saw that 5 of the girls had gone on a long weekend Hindu for one of the group's weddings. I had absolutely no idea what was happening. No invite, no heads up, no mention at all. The only other one there has 2 kids, so I assumed she couldn't go, but I was simply excluded. The whole thing was planned behind my back.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. To be clear, I know I haven't been the most active in the group chat recently. I've been doing a PhD, and I even gave them a heads up a few years ago that I'd be less present for a while. But I still showed up when it mattered. I traveled across the country for everyone's 30th birthdays, and I've always backed them even from a distance. What hurts the most isn't just missing the hen, it's the silence. Not one person said, hey, just so you know, or gave me a chance to understand. They just carried on like everything was normal. After finding out, I spoke to 2 of the girls, my closest friends. They were shocked I wasn't included and admitted they were confused by the bride's Rachel's decision. They told me there hadn't been any falling out or issue from me, and they were really upset to see how hurt I was. When I said I was thinking of leaving the group chat and cutting ties completely, unfollowing everyone, stepping back, they got really emotional and said they didn't want me to go, and that felt extreme. But honestly, I don't know if I can stay. I feel humiliated, like a spare part in a friendship I was still part of. The trust feels broken. Part of me wants to just walk out quietly, to not punish anyone, but to protect myself and give myself the dignity of closure. The other part of me is scared I'll look like the dramatic one and regret walking away from 20 years of history. So, would I be the asshole if I cut them all off after this? Or should I just distance myself from the bride since it sounds like she made the final decision?
Oh, the way I would reach out to her. You don't like me? Tell me.
Mm-hmm.
If I offended you, tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that chance.
Or
But don't embarrass me in front of everybody. Like, that's bullshit.
just communicate. Holy shit. They're in their fucking 30s. You're an adult.
You've been friends for 20 years. There can't be much that you haven't said to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love these Redditor usernames. Slinky Malinky 20.
Let's just be happy it wasn't Slinky Malinky 69.
That would have been awesome. It sounds like you've not been around for a few years at this point. Your example of showing up was when everyone turned 30. You're now almost 33. You also told them you wouldn't be available for years. I don't see this as you being excluded so much as either the bride following what she thought you set up as the parameters you weren't going to be around / available, or the bride matching your energy. You don't put anything in, don't expect others to. I've also had very busy professional and personal times with school, work, kids, but I never told people, hey, count me out for years. That you did seems to be your choice, which is yours to make, but it seems like talking out of both sides of your mouth to make that choice and then act shocked and betrayed when the others respected your boundary. I'm guessing it's a big misunderstanding that can be resolved by a phone call, not one to make the bride feel guilty or cause drama, but to say, I saw you all went out and I hope you all had a blast. I'm coming out of the weeds with school now and would love to join you all going forward. Yes, this does, OP responds, yes, this does sound like I said goodbye for a few years. So instead of seeing them every few months, it was more like twice a year. We are all based in different cities. I do take some responsibility for this, but I will say I think being excluded from this event is a step too far for me. but definitely doing some thinking to work on this. Thank you for the advice. I'm still thinking the bride knew that this was caused a huge problem, and I need to understand if this was with bad intent, cowardness, or some other reason. She was aware that this would cause a problem. Maybe a group message is a good shout. Thank you.
And you're not friends for 20 years and you don't know it's going to cause a problem.
Yeah, no.
We've been friends for 6 years.
We always do this.
5 or 6 years, and we know what will cause a problem.
Mm-hmm. You
So
should
we
know.
also communicate. Like, you went and did something with one of your other friends that I wanted to do.
Yes.
And then you told me about it. And I think I immediately told you.
Well, no, you took some time, and I know something was off, but you then messaged me the next day, and we hashed it out. And I apologized because I forgot about it and I felt horrible because I don't ever want to hurt you.
Yeah. And you know, I didn't know, but like in my mind I was like, she's not doing this to be like, haha, look what I went and did.
Yeah, no. Here's my thing. I'm a very forgetful person, and this is not an excuse, but I do forget. So anytime I do fuck up, just know it's never with the intent of hurting you. It's because I didn't think something through clearly or I forgot an important detail.
Yeah.
I would
Which
never
we still have to go do that.
do. Shit. I was thinking about that the other day.
I was too. Because I saw it. I saw somewhere we were. I saw that there was like a building for it or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's.
Oh, when we were in
the town that I kind of lived near.
No, but we were in the town that you work at.
Oh.
There was a thing on the wall in one of the buildings that Shane and I walked by.
Oh. See, I think close to where I live, they'll also do like these women days or whatever, where you can go and get jewelry and all that kind of other stuff. Hey, you can even do lip injections at the same time. No, thank you.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no. I'm not getting a needle on my lip.
Yeah, tattoos don't bother me. Getting blood drawn does. I'm good.
Tattoos don't bother me. I've gotten used to blood draws.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. That is fair.
But no, I don't want a needle on my lip.
Mm-mm.
I'm good.
I don't want to see you with a needle near my lip.
I did get lip piercing. That ended horribly. I took it out the next 2 days later.
I thought you got a tongue.
I did get a tongue too. That was horrible. Worst decision of my life. Well, okay. So since I got Crohn's, I swell up like super easily and really badly. So I did my tongue piercing, and it swelled up really fucking bad to the point that I like had to put in a longer bar, and it still swelled past it. So I took it out, and then my lip piercing, I think I tripled the size of it, and it still swelled past that piercing. So I was like, this is not gonna work, and it started getting embedded into the back of my lip. Yeah, so I was like, fuck this. I'm done with piercings. Those two were my last piercings, and I'm never getting piercings again.
That's fair.
I'm done, because I can't even take ibuprofen either. So I can't take.
We don't keep ibuprofen in the house.
Yeah, we don't either. So because a lot of people, they'll take ibuprofen to down the swelling of those kind of things.
Yep.
I can't take ibuprofen.
Oh.
All right, sorry. Continuing on.
Last one.
There is an update.
Oh.
Oh, OP adds more info here. I have reminded them over the past couple years, but absolutely agree I should have been more communicative. I didn't go into the nitty gritty in this post as I wanted to be brief. For more context, after speaking to my two friends and they were chatting about the fact I wasn't invited for months before the event. It was very conscious and discussed a lot by usually only 2 or 3 people at a time apparently. I asked them both the question, what do you think my reaction would be when I found this out? And they both said absolutely devastated. More than anything, it's the fact they didn't tell me or talk to the bride about the repercussions of this on what I thought was a tight-knit group. Oh, and absolutely feeling a little low as I'm in my final year, so taking that into account, I also thought they may have it into account as well. Waiting a week to decide what to do here, but appreciate the direct comments, thinking it may just be the bride I need to have a proper chat with and possibly end a friendship. Alright.
That's a tough decision, dude.
Yeah.
How do you sit there on a 20-year friendship and go, this may not be for me anymore?
I don't know. Because that's hard. Sitting there and actually deciding to end a friendship is very difficult.
I mean, yeah. I'm just thinking about mine.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you at least talk to that person still.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. Anyways, maybe we can discuss this later. Alright, update. Extra context. Sorry for the slow reply. I've been away at a conference and I needed a bit of space to think. I didn't expect the post to get so much attention, but I really appreciated the honest response. It made me feel more justified in how hurt I felt. Since posting, I've spoken to a few people who knew the group and situation well. Every single one of them was surprised, and most were very clear I should cut off the bride and possibly the others too. Just to add some more context, I was a lot quieter about a year ago. I was doing my PhD and also going through a rough time in my personal life, dealing with some serious issues involving suicide and addiction. They all knew about this and offered words of support. Over the last 6 months or so, I started chatting to them a bit more again. Things felt pretty normal. I had a phone call with the bride where she asked for wedding advice, and we also had a proper catch up. I saw 3 of the others from the group in person not long after. What makes this feel all harder to process is knowing that during those moments when we were catching up and everything seemed fine, they already knew about the hen weekend and didn't say a word. Since posting, I've quietly removed myself from the group chat and taken the bride off socials. She did message me saying she heard I was upset and was happy to chat, but to be honest, it felt more like damage control. If she wanted to talk honestly, there were plenty of chances to do that earlier. At this point, I've tried to understand why she would do this, and the only explanations I can land on are 1, she deliberately didn't want me there and didn't have the decency to be upfront about it. 2, she felt awkward and avoided the situation entirely. Or 3, she didn't realize how hurtful it would be, though I find that hard to believe. Whatever the reasons, it's caused a rift with some of my most important friendships and put us all in an incredibly uncomfortable situation. It's made it clear that this isn't the kind of friendship I want to keep going in my life. 2 of the others still haven't acknowledged anything. I haven't removed them yet. I'm just keeping my distance and taking time to process. This whole thing has been a sharp wake-up call. I thought things were back on solid ground. Clearly they weren't. Thanks again to everyone who took the time to comment. It really helped me get clear and act from a place that felt calm and not reactive.
That's hard because you're going through your own stuff. You're trying to like finish your schooling and get everything done. And here you think you have this group of girls that are so supportive and so there, and they just aren't. I think the shitty part is no one said anything.
I think so too. And I don't know. We both, well, we both have had our mental health issues. And I feel like if we were the type of people that we had to constantly stay in constant communication every single day, we wouldn't, with our mental health issues, we could never survive that.
I mean, we could, but it wouldn't be like all day, every day. It'd be like, hey, how are you doing? Well, I don't have a brain cell, do you? Nope. Okay, cool. We lost it.
But if one of us were to get mad about it, it's like we're trying to just survive.
That's all we're trying to do out here.
I don't know. I feel like I like, some people might get mad at this. I like low maintenance friendships.
This is true.
I'm a low maintenance person.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot speak to me for 2 or 3 months. still know I'm still in your corner. I'm still backing you. When you're ready to come out of your little hole, I will be here waiting and cheering you on.
But also, don't be surprised if I go into a little hole for a little bit too. But,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And that I feel like you need to have grace with your friends. You need to, and I mean, she literally said there was addiction, suicide. She's also going to college for a PhD, which is insane. That's intense. Of course.
and you would think that your friends would still check in. I
Yeah.
mean, I would imagine like every so often they'd be like, "Hey, you want to go grab dinner? Kind of get out of your little hidey hole."
Yeah, and it's just I feel like to sit there and be like, well, you took a step back and you weren't part of the friendship. That
Yeah,
happened.
excuse me for taking time for myself. How dare I?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think that comment kind of gives the wrong impression.
And I don't really like that the bride was like, "Well, that wasn't my intention." I do agree. She's doing damage control.
Mhm.
Because if you intended on including her, you would have.
Yes, or at the very least, you would have talked to her. Obviously, you don't care about that person that much.
Yeah, and if you thought it was going to go anywhere, you would have said something. And there's no way that they didn't know that something was going to, like, why wouldn't she be offended?
Well, yeah, literally all of the friends knew and just didn't say a word. There is 2 comments that I'm going to include. Lyndon Lil Blue Balls.
Some of you all are foul.
Anyways, not the asshole. You don't have to cut them off completely, but maybe just quiet quit. Don't make any effort if you aren't getting reciprocal effort. Put the group chat on Do Not Disturb and only reply to texts sent directly to you. Only answer calls, don't make them.
My guy, it's a little late for that. She said she left the group chat.
Check in on yourself in a month. Are you happier than before? Are they making more effort to include you? Have any of them even noticed you stepping back? Hope you respond. So after a bit of thinking, I've taken myself out of the group chat and don't think I can forgive the bride. I'm not making a big song and dance about it by taking myself away from the situation and people involved. Those who want to remain in my life will let me know.
Mm-hmm.
One of the girls I spoke to has messaged me several times, organizing a catch up for this weekend and is planning to come visit. These questions to ask myself were really helpful. Thank you. I feel like after this, there may be a couple of friends left from this group, but I've decided to focus on other friendships for the moment.
I think that's a smart decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard not to feel wronged in this situation.
I would.
I would too. I would be like, I'm done.
Yep.
I don't think you're the asshole at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
I think she has every right to feel upset.
Absolutely.
And hurt. Because that's fucked.
I would.
That's intentional.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they have a group chat. There could have been an invite sent in the group chat, but obviously.
Okay, this is completely speculation. But they probably have a group chat without her.
Oh, they have to, because how do you have that entire trip planned without her, unless it's in another group chat?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a group well, we have a chat with just you and me, because we don't like many people. And we talk. But we also have a group chat with you, me, my husband, your husband.
Mm-hmm. I think it was only for a little bit that we had a group chat, just the 3 of us. I think once Joey and I started dating, it was all 4 of us, and it's always been all 4 of us.
There was a time when there were 6 of us, and we definitely had a group chat behind 2 people's backs. And I'd do it again.
Is it the one that I'm thinking of?
It's one that we tried to integrate.
Okay, yep. I know which one.
Yeah, we'd do it again. So. Mm-hmm. All right, I say we stop there. I need a potty break.
Okay, yep.
All right, I'm Kendra.
I'm Ryland.
And we might regret this.
I also need to pee.
Okay, good. Then I don't feel so